Okay, more videos for the stockpile while I'm out of the country. Playing in first position, Armand and Baron are taken. We know if we're in first position, you're not getting Baron no matter what. But there's a couple different good first position leaders here, so I'm not too stressed about it. Probably going to end up picking Hundro, I think. Mimic Film is interesting, like I could potentially get it with Ilesa. Okay, well we don't get Hundro. I would pick Lido here, but I've played enough Lido recently. I'm going to go ahead and... Like, I just played these two yesterday, so let's go ahead and pick Ilesa. Imperium Rose not that impressive, but the Mimic Film gives Ilesa an interesting option. Masterstroke gets picked before the combat's revealed, which is kind of interesting. As do Hundro's cards. Whereas my start of round thing definitely happens when the combat's revealed. Hollow Projectors is interesting because there's a freighter fleet available. And Disposal Facility would be really juicy if I could get it. So, you know, the techs are nice, so why not pick the leader that makes all the spice? So let's put the dagger aside. Okay, so what are we doing? It's not bad combat by any means. You grab the fold space. The Baron's in fourth, so don't feel a ton of pressure to block him. Let's just do this. I always just prefer to smuggle. The question is, do we buy the fold space? And I think we do. It's a really useful card. Helps prevent you from losing the game to bad draws. We're not probably going to get round 2 Swordmaster anyway. Or probably even round 3. So, you know, we don't need to be super efficient on Solari. It's just kind of a matter of what's best in the long run. And I think what's best in the long run is probably buying the full space. If we do buy the Mimic Film, we'll have 6 Persuasion. We could get the Worm Riders. This depends on if one of these two guys goes Tech Negotiation, but I don't think they will. And the film works well with Disposal Facility, if we manage to get that one too. Carthag for Ecaz. Probably picks up Freighter Fleet, I'm guessing. Yeah. Not a surprise. Ooh. That's a good card. I don't think it's better than Worm Riders, though. Maybe it is if you also get a Liaison. We'll see. I think Worm Riders are a little better for Ilesa just because all that spice. So we do get the Mimic Film, which is nice. Who knows what we'll be able to do next round? We don't really have a lot of control over it. What are we going to put aside? Probably the dagger again. Like, the odds that Mentat and Ulstatech Negotiation are taken are pretty low. We are in the stage of the game where the Solari might be more valuable. Under's got double faction. That means he's not getting fold space next round, which is nice. But it means if Ecaz doesn't, and there's a chance he doesn't, then we're going to give it to Baron, so a little awkward. And Baron's actually just going to go up on Guild anyway for winning the combat, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's frustrating. I guess I could have blocked him out of it by going to Diplomacy to Hardy Warriors. But I myself don't really care that much about this combat, so it wouldn't be amazing. I mean, I guess it's probably better for me than the smuggling, but it's not super clear. That's kind of an odd play. New deck of Sonic Snoopers. So assuming nobody does anything else, I think we just pick up the Worm Riders. And there's an argument for Reverend Mother plus Liaison. Neither of those have one symbol, although neither does the Worm Riders. It's going to be hard for us to get the full daggers, but I think the spice is good enough that it doesn't matter. Let's each tame around one. Legion's also really good. Now, with the Chris Knife and the Spice Trader, I think there's a lot of Fremen stuff going on here. Let's just get the Worm Riders. Around one Worm Riders is never going to be bad. And that card doesn't require us to have other Fremen cards to be good, whereas this is good, but not great if we don't have other Fremen stuff. It's really hard to plan correctly around one step ahead when you're in fourth, which is what's going to happen next round. Wow, none of them have any persuasion. Okay. Interesting. Put aside the dagger. We'll try to go Wealth Mentat. Could be a good combat for us to go Hardy Warriors. Especially since Worm Riders really wants us to have Fremen influence. But if we go Hardy Warriors, we can't go Mentat. Dang, he takes my wealth. Okay. Well, we can still go to tech negotiation. But I think we're going to have to go Hardy Warriors instead here. Let's go ahead and take the well. There's an argument for not spending the Solari. We could just get Sonic Snoopers with the tech negotiation here. I think I'd rather have the disposal facility in the long run. But the problem with that play is that it doesn't put us in the combat at all. What are you doing, Armand? Grünfeld. The Battle of Grunwald. Famous Lithuanian victory, I might add. So, what are we going to do? Let's just do the Mentat. Convincing is not great. It's more persuasion than we need, to be honest. Yeah, like the Reverend Mother's gonna go. We want to get into combat, but with no daggers in hand, I don't think we can win the combat. There goes the Siege Reverend Mother. They probably have their convincings this round. Appropriate would be good, though. We already have one bump on the Emperor. What do you got, Baron? I guess we know you have two convincings, so if you want the appropriate, you kind of have it. I'm assuming. I mean, you could have two convincings and a dagger, which actually looks like it's exactly what you have. So maybe not. Yeah, it doesn't have it. Well, we get the appropriate for sure. Dagger means that if we put 3 troops in, we tie Hundro. I don't think we want to do that. 3 troops in... I don't know. It ties Hundro, and then it takes... second from the Ecaz. Hundro will still probably win with a combat card, but that's fine. Second is good enough for the investment. We know exactly what we're drawing next round, and it includes a Worm Rider's fold space. It's going to be a very good hand. He doesn't use the card, so we actually do tie. Finesse. Interesting. I personally, at this point, just want the Solari. So, let's put the Diplomacy aside, I guess. It's a pretty safe bet that we'll play that second. Maybe I should have put the signet ring or the fold space. I don't know. Much to think about. We're not getting smuggling, that much is for sure. Oh, maybe. I mean, maybe Baron goes Interstellar. Like, if Armand goes fold space here, then I could see Baron going Interstellar. So it's a possible sequence that could happen. Highliner. Okay. Interesting. Well, it's kind of like going fold space. Now Baron does have to go Interstellar if that's what he wants to do. Unfortunately, I think he probably takes the disposal facility when he does it. We do get smuggling. Everyone's pretty far away from their sword masters. He didn't go up to get the tech, though. A lot of resources we're hanging on to right now. Maybe I should have gone up in guild, but I have two different cards that want me to be on a certain amount with a certain faction, so I'm kind of prioritizing that over the guild at this point. I wonder if Baron's going to go Hardy. No, he goes Fold Space. Okay, so that's his sword master next round. Damn. Okay. In that case, we probably just want to go ahead and Mentat. Get a buttload of persuasion from that. We either go Fremen here, or we go ahead and grab the disposal. I like the disposal option. Just go ahead and get that online. I don't think we can win the combat. No daggers in hand. The finesse means that we could technically jump ahead of Armand. I guess we just see what Armand's going to be revealing before we make any decisions like that. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. The space isn't available. 2 daggers in hand. Okay. We would not have wanted to do that. Reveal for what, 4? You actually draw, I'm guessing? Yeah. Trusair. Sherman Bond is annoying. Yeah, that's annoying. That's Baron for you, though. There's no Worm Riders. I don't want to buy it. At this point, I really need to get my Swordmaster quickly. We gotta remember to use this thing. Spy Sats is really good. Quizats. Oh, we're 1 persuasion short. Would Legion be better than a second copy of Worm Riders? With the Quizats in play, maybe so. Let's open with Disposal. Yeah, if we're gonna trash convincing, I don't think we can get Worm Riders. Problem is, around 4 Quizats is a little slow. Could have trashed my Signet Ring, but Dune is such a worse card than that. You know, like, the odds of Quizats specifically coming out were pretty low. Let's keep putting daggers aside. We want a research station here, I think. For multiple reasons. Baron's doing his standard run away with the game thing. We just kind of have to hope we can have him run out of gas at some point. We can buy the Spy Stats with Appropriate, but it's just too early for that. Right now it's a 2 Persuasion card, and that's really what matters. Problem is, the Worm Riders don't reveal for anything. Now we're going to be 1 Solari short. We need to pick up a Solari somewhere, but I don't see how we do it besides getting second place in the combat. So maybe buying that fold space is going to screw us. There's a 2, you know, there's a 2 2 and 3 chance if we go Mentat that we draw into something that acts as Emperor. I don't think that any of them are gonna be able to take Kwisatz from me. Underoath does have 5 cards in hand, but they seem to be daggers mostly. I think I'm pretty safe for the Kwisatz if I go Mentat, and if somebody like goes to selective breeding or something to try to get there, I can always just reveal early and cut them off. If I go up to here, I could get a 3-cost tech. Hollow the Projectors does help me hit my Kwisatz more consistently. We also really want to get second in the combat. So let's do this. We do draw the Diplomacy. That puts us to 9 persuasion, so we can afford to play the Diplomacy. We just kind of want to make sure we get second in the combat. And we can wait and see what these 3 do. We're also going to get a disposal facility trash, so there's definitely some internal synergy here. Hardy Warriors, he goes down to, what, 4 cards in hand? So they'd all have to be 2 persuasion, and we know they're not, so that seems good. Tech negotiation, maybe. With 3 cards in hand, I still don't think so. His dagger's in his discard. He probably has at least 1 convincing. Does he? What did he buy? Spy satellites. Okay. So Baron getting High Council is probably the sign I need to early reveal. But let's think about it, right? Like 2 cards in hand. I don't think it can be done unless he has an intrigue card. We're looking pretty safe on the 2nd place here, so let's go ahead and just go to wealth. That also helps us get the upgrade online. Like, you'd have to have charisma and then 2 2-costers, right? So I think that's very unlikely. I think he's just prepping for it later, or prepping for Spicemust Close. 6. Do you have the charisma, Armand? Or is it Worm Riders for you? Worm Riders, cool. Do you have the charisma, Baron? Okay, well, Jessica's a very good fail fail case. No, he doesn't get there. Not forget about disposal facility and reconnaissance gets trashed. We get our second place by the looks of it, unless Armand wants to do something fishy. So we do get to beat Hundro to the Sword Master next round. We could do it anyway with Kwisatz if we draw it. I like that he's chasing Baron. Baron should have to play defense a little bit. Okay. So we want to, first action, we want to go to Sword Master. What's our second action? Maybe something with a dagger. Like Mentat, maybe. But we can't afford Mentat. Just put the diplomacy aside. Mimic Quarters is scary because if Baron gets it, it's a big problem. We want to try to get Jessica this round. I think that should be doable. If we go to Selective Breeding on our second action. So it is an interesting question what Hundra will block, though. I don't think he wants to block Selective Breeding. I would probably block like Haga Basin or something. He blocks Selective Breeding. What? Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Well, we don't have enough water to go to Research Station. I guess we're just going to go to Wealth. Or we could go to Hardy Warriors. We really want Persuasion here. So maybe we go... Maybe we go, like, Still Suits. Okay, that's not an option. He's doing the defensive Still Suits. Maybe we don't play the diplomacy at all. Hope that Hundra doesn't go there. I don't think we actually want the fold spaces at this point. No, he does go there. Damn. Well, we get Kwisatz next round at least. If we took Tadakar to... Honestly, I think taking it to get the Mimic Quarters is better than getting... Wealth. It also keeps us at 6 for another trash. We don't want, like, Baron getting Mimic Quarters, right? So... Hundro may just get vested before we have a chance to. I mean, we're not getting enough persuasion this round for that to be possible. So, okay, he takes the Mimic Quarters. We could just keep it from him. It's a little annoying. Holzman would be fantastic here. I guess we do go wealth then. We can finesse to take the troops for combat at some point. Yeah, Hundro gets there. So would we rather have Esmar or Piter? I think we'd rather have Esmar because the Hollow Projectors are in play. But I'm happy with either of them. Also, he draws us cards and gives us persuasion with a faction that we have no persuasion on. Awkward way to use the card, but hey, it's a good space. We may just use the finesse here to beat Baron if it ends up being a tie. Okay, it's not a tie. Or maybe it is. The thing about Piter, though, is that 3 persuasion is a lot, and we're at the point in the game where that matters probably more than what Esmar's doing. Can't use the disposal because we didn't get the tech negotiation. So loaded up hand. We have 3 Solari next round, and we can use the Appropriate. Holtzman's probably the best target. But we need a lot more spice for that. We need a lot more Solari. We need 3 Solari for that. Which I don't see that happening. Unless we do like a Conspire or something. Nice. Kept it away from Baron at least. He does have one in his hand. A little finesse, and if he has to respond with a card, then we took a card out of his hand. Which is about all you can ask for. We're going to end up with 5 actions next round because of Quiz Us and then that. It's kind of funny. Calculated Hire is not very good. Oh, we get 2 Solari. Okay, so actually, we should be able to get the Holtzman. I don't know. Dagger? I don't want to think about it. Oh, you know, we could have put Appropriate aside, and that would have given us the Solari. That would have been better. I think from here on out we want to start getting spice must flows. Could just take the High Council seat. That might be better. Problem is Baron has more troops than everybody else. And it's a point combat. Worm Riders is almost turned on. Hundro is still sitting at 2 agents, as is Ecaz. I mean, I really feel my competition here is just Baron. But Baron is very, very powerful competition, so you know how that goes. Hundro is the one that could actually afford to take the take the Holzman from us. Kwisatz being in the back half of the deck is kind of unlucky. Because now we're going to shuffle and it's not going to be in there. Kind of wanted Arakeen. We can get our 1 Solari from smuggling, so maybe we should just do that. Snoopers isn't bad since we can throw away the calculated hire. They're going to put 2 more bumps into Fremen, which is nice for us. We're still a long way away from the spice must flow, though. We can infiltrate the research station potentially, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to work around our way around to that. Really want the High Council seat pretty badly. Kwisatz our way to smuggling, but that's just so awkward. I think tech negotiation is better. If he doesn't play a secret here, I think we Kwisatz the secrets. Just because he's clearly in the lead and we need to burn his cards. Like, he's blocking secrets, so he may not see that coming. Now he does. Sad. Tech negotiation. Grab the wind traps. Now we can Kwisatz to research station. Or just grab the spice blow here. If we can find a way to beat the Baron in the combat, we get our water back. Holzman Mimic Film is very good. Like, if the game goes to round 8, we're probably going to win. It's more questionable if it ends in round 7. We're probably not going to win. That's my evaluation. Trash is a Worm Rider. It's really weird. Put more troops in. He is. It's going to be hard to beat that. Let's go ahead and do this. Move our... I mean, it doesn't matter. They can't take actions anymore, really. Let's move our guy from here, since this is the one we're probably going to want to replay, too, if we need to. Piter. Legion. That's 9. Okay. Troop for a water would be a good exchange on its own. If we play Worm Riders to smuggling, cash out, get Solari. We still stick at 9, and then we can go play Legion to High Council. Use the disposal facility, trash the dagger. Grand Vision, so the odds of the game ending this round are kind of low. We Holzman back the Kwisatz. Probably want to put aside dagger. Hello, kids here. Flagship. That's definitely a good target for my appropriate. Maybe we even want to go Conspire for that. Zedekar Legion to Conspire is like more troops than we need. He didn't go... So that's how Spice must flow for Baron. We don't have an alliance to be stolen. We're about to get the Emperor one. That's annoying. Stop going to 3 intrigue cards, God. Okay. Let's do this. Well, it's not really a high demand spot. There's definitely some value in drawing cards. How bad do we want the Mentat? It locks us out of the Conspire, so I don't think we do. Deploy a bunch of troops, which means that getting garrison locked isn't going to hurt nearly as bad. Drawing the Worm Riders is interesting because we still don't have that 2 Fremen influence. We're pretty far behind on influence, so winning this combat wouldn't be bad. It would be better to win a 2-pointer, but yeah, definitely not bad. Oh, is he gonna get the flagship? I guess that makes sense. He's got 10 Solari. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that gets back to Spice Must Flow Persuasion. And nobody can actually take the Conspire, so we're really not worried about that. It's funny, like, just the transaction of trading 2 Solari for a Spice on its own is not that bad. Besides the fact that it also draws you a card and gives you an extra action. I think we're going to win the combat here. We could gear up for a Highliner next round. That might be better than playing the Conspire. If we win the combat, we also get the Wind Trap's Water. Don't want to trash our dunes, most likely. If we buy a second one this round, I think we're okay to trash one because we'll get one next round. That's not guaranteed, though, because we're going to draw a dune. too worried about that. Like, yeah, it's a point, but... And he basically is going to end at 8 here, unless he has, like, a card. He's basically conceding the combat. Did Hunter reveal already? I don't think he did. It's just going last. Do this. We don't need to deploy the troop because... We don't need to deploy the troop because we have Legion in our pocket. The infiltrate's not that useful. There's the flagship. Four daggers. We really do need to make up some ground on the factions. Like, we're very behind on factions. Let's take our guy off Mentat, where he's not useful. Nah, Carthag. Because that's a place I might actually want to go. So basically we're just up against his daggers now. If we play the Legion, we can't deploy more troops. Which is the big issue. The Solari probably doesn't do anything at this point. We can buy Snoopers, which I kind of like. If we buy Snoopers, we basically give away Highliner again. We can do this. I think I like that. I think those cards are pretty terrible. Decent, good, pretty good. Probably not that useful. There is an argument that maybe the treachery is better than the spice must flow at this point. I think let's just do the safe thing, right? Make it harder for him to win. do this so that we don't get our entry card stolen. He has a lot of ground to make up with those cards. We get Highliner for sure next round. So if we went up 2 with BG, there's a chance we could steal it with the bribery. That's awkward. Holzman gives us the Kwisatz. Right now we're at 7. We know first action's Diplo. Second action, I guess, like Liaison or something. We can use the Envoy with the Spice Must Flow. It's probably better than playing the Diplo. We can definitely steal BG, but I don't know how useful that is. Charisma means that we can be a little bit more frisky with our cards. Still probably get a Spice Must Flow. So Spice Must Flow, 7. Holtzman, 8. Combat, 9. We just need to find another point somewhere. By the sounds of it. And we're on the cusp of like 3 of them. We have the Worm Riders online, finally. Which makes Kwizatzing to Research Station possibly good. We could also go grab water from the basin, which would be an extra point if we win the combat, but that's kind of a high-risk play. Probably buy the Dedo devices. Nope, the artillery. Solari. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. Ordnance for Armand. Murky. Baron's going to get to 9. I don't see another point for him except on the Emperor, so we should go to Wealth. Although he could just go Conspire instead. But if he wins this round, like he'll get to 10 this round, I think. Maybe I should have done that sooner. I don't think he has the Mimic Order's point, though, so that's something. Yeah, he went Wealth. That's annoying. One Solari is short from actually using the bribery. How does the Charisma card work? Can I just burn that? Interesting. So maybe we want to go secrets. I don't like not blocking a highliner. Guess it doesn't matter if Armand wins. No, 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 no. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, okay. Wait, what just happened? Charisma. Okay, sure, whatever. Tiebreaker, demand respect. Demand respect is pretty good. But that's so frustrating because now he has to worry about me stealing the alliance. We steal the alliance. It takes us to 7. Holzman is 8. Spice Must Flow is 9. Combat is probably 10. Problem is, Baron does have more spice than us, but we have the tiebreaker card. Maybe we want to Kwisatz back to secrets and just get more secrets. I think we actually just do. It's a point. If we can get to here, which we can. So Spice Must Flow is 8. Holzman is 9. So we need one more point from somewhere. Combat. I think we're okay. Problem is, Hunter could take that spice from us. He's got artillery. We just need to not come in third. If we get second, we're okay. I don't think demand respect matters, because we're not going to win the combat. If we do, then cool, it mattered. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. He's got the artillery and 6 cars in hand. Armand doesn't even place. Is it possible for me to win the combat going to like Carthag? Maybe, but I don't think that matters. Burns one of his daggers. That's good. That means he's probably confident that he beats me in the combat. That takes me to 9. Holzman is 10, and then I beat him on tiebreaker unless he has a combat card. Disposal. Trash Siggy. Couldn't afford the bribery. He could have endgame point cards. Baron could. If we get second place in the combat, I don't think it matters. It's going to be a long way for Baron to get ahead of me. Wow. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Well, that's probably going to lose me the game. Brutal. Wow. Crazy cards for a Baron. I think I lose now, right? Either way, I get 2 Spice and 2 Solari, so it doesn't matter. No point in trying to take it away from Hundro. He's going to buy another point. Man. I didn't see him going from such a low number as well. That's really frustrating. He had that. Second. Oh man. Brutal.